Hello friends and welcome back to another video. In this video I'll be showing you how to draw an iris. It will be a very simple process by following these different steps. First off, I'm starting with an HB pencil and drawing a very light circle, and I'm not going to try to make it a perfect circle because I will be working on the circle as we progress in the drawing. Next, I'm gonna draw a plus sign inside the circle to figure out where the center will be, and then draw a smaller circle, and I will shade it because I want that part to be the darkest part of the circle. Next up, I'm shading the entire circle, and I will be blending it using a tissue. You always want to keep that smaller circle to be the darkest part of the eye, so I'm going to use my 5B pencil and shade it again and make it a little bit darker. I'm gonna draw some lines on the top and the bottom and the sides of the eye to kind of figure out where the lines should be going, and by using my AB pencil I'm gonna darken that smaller circle again. I'm really emphasizing to make that part the darkest part of the eye, because a hole inside your eye that has nothing behind it basically, so it's always very black and dark. Now I'm shading the part around the eye, and usually this part is like a little darker. Honestly, explaining this is very hard. I'm not using a reference photo, however, you should always try to find a reference photo by using Google or using Pinterest. Pinterest is actually my absolute favorite place to find any references that I want, whether it's for a portrait or a wildlife photography thing or just an iris photography. The next step that I will be working on is creating some random lines that go from the outside part towards the center of the circle. Make sure when you're creating those lines, if you are using a reference photo, you don't have to follow the reference photo exactly. You can create those lines by creating random lines, and this is actually my favorite part of drawing an eye. It's creating random lines and spikes around the smaller circle to make it look like an actual eye. Eyes look different and they vary in shapes and how they look like, and of course the color, but for right here we're not really worrying about the color. We're just making sure that we kind of follow the basic look of an eye. I'm creating some more lines going inwards towards the center and maybe darkening those lines a little bit. By the way, I just want to mention I keep using that eraser because I only have my kneaded eraser and that eraser right now. So I keep using my 8B to make some darker lines. Also, here's just a recommendation. When you're drawing an iris like this, what I did is I started by drawing small lines at the beginning and making sure they're light, and then now that I am more comfortable with putting a lot more shadowiness into that eye, I'm adding more lines, longer lines, and I'm adding a lot of darkness towards like around the eye or in the middle of the eye or in the spikes. So just make sure to build your drawing as you go and start with a very light shadow with a very light technique, and then move forward by adding a little bit of more shadow as you go on. It's better to start very light than to start heavy-handed and you create some lines that you don't want and then you can't even erase it. I'm using my kneaded eraser, but it didn't work as well as I wanted, so I'm using my other eraser, and you can see how light it got over at that portion of the eye. I'm creating some light lines because it honestly gives me the illusion of a real eye, but if you're using a reference, you'll kind of see what I mean by creating light lines. It will look like there's a lot of different lines going on. It'll look like there's a spikes, there's some lines going inside towards the center, there's some light lines that create a very distinct shape for this eye. Also, I just want to mention that wherever you are in the world, you can reach out and have a conversation with me, or even to just say hi. I would love to hear your questions and suggestions on any of the videos, and if you are passionate about art like me, we can get in a long conversation about art, and you can reach out on my social media, which you will find linked in the description below. This is what the eye looks like. You can see kind of the reflection and how dark the smaller circle should be. See you in the next video, and thank you for watching.